Now we're going to get into some of the face products. So a few of my favorite discoveries this year, one has to be the Milani. This is the Silky Matte Bronzing Powder. I have this one in the shade Suntan 03, but this one is such a fantastic bronzer. I love how pigmented it is on my face. This shade really warms up my complexion. If I'm not mistaken, I think there was 2 other shades of this one, but it's a very like creamy formula. This one is matte, so it's not, doesn't have any of those like little flecks in them that's going to accentuate any texture on my skin. Blends in beautifully. I did use it today. It's just like a perfect shade of a bronzer. It's not, doesn't have that really like a gray cast to it or like a really muddy looking bronzer. It's just, for me, I think it's just like the perfect shade of bronzer and just like a really creamy, rich formulation. So love the Milani. And then my honorable mention is the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer. I love this little cream, well, it's a putty, I guess, putty bronzer, but it is so creamy, so pigmented. That's the shade right there. I have this one in Tan Lines, and that's it right there. I like this one to use it for like a little bit of contouring under my regular bronzer. And I was so glad I found this one. It blends in like a dream. I apply it first with my finger, and then I'll take either my sponge or a brush and just blend it in. But what a beautiful formulation, and it doesn't settle into like any of my fine lines. It does have argan oil in it, vitamin E, it's non-greasy, it's like a buildable formula. And it turns it from like a cream into almost like feeling like a semi powder once it's on your fingers. Like right now it feels almost like a little bit of a powder on my fingers, and just gives me like a really nice little glow. So really liking the putty bronzer. And then for blushes, I have to go with, again, Milani. No, this is not being sponsored by Milani. It is just these products I absolutely love this year. So this is the Milani the Baked Powder Blush. I have this one in Luminoso, number 5. I love this shade. It is such a pretty peach shade. Again, really feels like a nice, like a creamy texture, but it's a powder. And very, very pigmented. I did use this one today on my cheeks. And I just take my brush, like dab my brush in just ever so slightly, and I can't believe how pigmented it applies on my cheeks. Blends in beautifully and never looks like chalky or cakey. For a drugstore a blush, sometimes they can look a little bit too powdery or a little bit chalky. I've never had any issues with the baked blush, so love that one. And then honorable mention for blush is going to be the e.l.f. Putty Blush. Again, love this one. It's similar to the bronzer. Again, it's buildable. It goes on like creamy to a powder formula. This is the shade Tahiti. Right there, it is kind of it's like a rosy with a pinky undertone. And it's very similar to the bronzer where it just blends in really well. You can build it up. Doesn't settle into any of my fine lines. So think this is just such a great affordable option for a drugstore blush. And you're gonna laugh because the highlighter that I have is once again Milani. Love this highlighter. This one I have in the shade Champagne Dioro. I know I'm probably not saying that right. This is a baked highlighter. And I actually had this one, I ordered it online, so unfortunately it got damaged in shipping, so that popped out. But again, beautiful. This is such a beautiful highlighter. It has some goldy undertones to it. Like the other Milani products, very creamy texture, blends in like a dream. And it's not one of those highlighters that once you actually get it on, it doesn't look like it's a really icy highlighter where you know somebody's definitely wearing a highlighter. This isn't like that. This is just sits beautifully on the skin. And it's just giving you like a lit from within glow kind of highlighter. So I really enjoy this one. And then honorable mention is going to go to Revlon Skin Lights. I think this is such a fabulous highlighter. This one I have in the shade 201 Daybreak Glimmer. And again, this is a similar one where it's very creamy. This one has a little bit more of a goldy undertone to it. So it's that one right there. And with this one, I find it does have a little bit more iciness to it, where you can definitely see that you're highlighting. If you just have the right brush to apply it, it will look a little bit muted, so you don't have that starkness to it. But again, very creamy formulation, and it doesn't look chalky. And I find it's not like glittery, like some highlighters you can get, like they're really glittery. I don't like those ones. It just, like I said, I think I mentioned it's not cakey. So I really do think this is a great, affordable drugstore highlighter. And then I have an honorable mention. So this I picked up, I think it was in the middle of the year I picked this one up. Why I enjoy this one is it's because you can kind of throw it into a bag and take it with you, and you have a whole, like a face palette all in one. So the one I'm talking about is the Physicians Formula All-Star Face Palette. So it has 2 bronzers, 2 highlighters, a blush, and also a powder on the top, like a face powder. So you can basically do a whole entire face with this palette. One is more of a matte bronzer. One is more of your traditional, like the butter bronzer. This one is a really nice highlighter if you like more of like a goldy highlighter. This can be more of like an icier highlighter. The blush is just adorable. Love the little hearts in it, and it looks really beautiful on the skin. And then the powder is great as well. Just kind of diffuses any shininess that you have on your face. It just has that Physicians Formula quality to it, and it has the smell. Like you have that wonderful, that buttery bronzer smell to it. So I think it's just fantastic. Now I had 2 different lipstick brands that I really enjoyed this year. So the first ones that I absolutely loved throughout the whole entire year is by NYX. These are the Shine Loud. These are liquid lipsticks. So I have 3 shades. So let me get these on so I can see what each shade is here. So this one here, right here, is Born to Hustle. So a really nice, like a pink shade. But what it has is there is the liquid lipstick is on the one side, and then what you have on the other side is the gloss. So what you do is put the liquid lipstick on, you let that sit for a few minutes, like say a minute, and then you go in with the gloss and put the gloss over top, and that is going to stay. I am not kidding when I say it lasts all day. They are so amazing. So the next shade I have is Gold Crusher, and this one is a little bit similar to the one I just showed you, but it has more of a brown undertones to it. So that's that one there. As you can see, my hand is getting quite full. I'm gonna have to wipe some of these off. And then the last one I have is a Trophy Life. And this one I used a lot in the summertime. It's a beautiful pink shade, and it is that one right there. That was so beautiful in the summertime. I absolutely loved it. I had to choose between the Revlon ones that I've shown you guys before. I had them in a previous video. So it was a toss-up between the Revlon ones and these ones. And since I've shown those Revlon ones a lot actually on my channel, I really wanted to pick the ones that I would throw in a bag and not have to think about if they're going, if the color's going to come off, or they don't like bleed into your lips at all. So I absolutely love these ones. They have several other shades, but these are the shades that I really, really enjoy using. And then the other ones that I'm going to show you they went viral on TikTok. And so these are a little bit newer to my collection. So that's why these are going to get an honorable mention. And it is the Milani ones. Now these ones are more of a matte formula, but they are a bullet lipstick. So if you prefer more of a bullet lipstick, then you'll enjoy these ones. So this one I have in the shade Pleasure. So it's a really nice nude shade. This looks just beautiful if you're looking for just like a really neutral look. Then the next one I have is Tease. This one has more of a brown undertone to it. And last but not least, this is my favorite shade, and this is a Secret. This one I use a lot. So this one is on the nude side, but it has more of like a peach undertone to it. And they actually have a little bit of a smell to them, but it's like a really like a sweet smell, like kind of like a candy floss. But I think these are fantastic. And why they went viral on TikTok is because the formulation stays on your lips. Usually with a bullet lipstick, like you wear it for a few hours and it just wears right off. But these ones don't do that. They are just fantastic. Another reason that these went like viral is they are really, really creamy and very comfortable on the lip for a matte lipstick, not drying at all. And they're supposed to complement like every skin tone. So I really like how they've done that. You don't need to put a whole bunch of like, as soon as you do like 1 or 2 strokes on your lips, like it is on. Like you don't have to keep reapplying it. So I think these are, I can see why they went viral on TikTok. They are just amazing. And then I discovered one really good setting spray from the drugstore this year. And it is the e.l.f. Dewy Coconut Setting Mist. This was such a great setting mist, and I just love that it smells like coconut. If you like coconut, then you'll like this one. But it really did help my makeup stay on longer. The aerosol isn't one of those ones where it just kind of blasts you in the face. It dispersed it quite nicely and just gave me like a really dewy kind of look for the day. So great, affordable option for a setting spray. Now, yes, I did have a few fails this year, which is always disappointing. You know, when you buy something and you really have high hopes for it. And this one particular product, I was very disappointed in, and because it was one of those ones that went viral on TikTok. Now, it just didn't work on my skin. I have heard really mixed reviews. Some people say that they really enjoyed it. I just personally did not care for it at all. I did not like how it looked on my skin at all. And it's a product that I don't normally use anyhow. I'm not a big fan of powder foundations. I just don't think they look great on my skin. I much rather gravitate more towards like a liquid foundation. So the one I'm talking about is the L'Oreal Infallible, the 24-hour Fresh Wear foundation in a powder. Now this one, like I said, was so disappointing, and I did a whole first impression on it. I will link that video down below for you. You can go check it out, see what my thoughts are on it. I did try using it several different ways after that video, even using a primer with it, even using different types of primer with it. It just looked awful on my skin. It looked so dry, and it aged me almost. Like it really made me look older than I thought it would. But like it is just like a really like a powdery formula, and some people may really like this, but just did not work on my skin. It comes with like one of those little sponges. I even tried using it with the sponge, without the sponge. I tried using it with my fingers, with brushes, all sorts of different ways, and yeah, just did not work for me. So this was just a disappointment for me. But like I said, it may work on other people. Just didn't work for my dry, mature skin. Another product that was really super disappointing, so thank goodness it didn't cost a lot, was the Revlon. This is the Color Stay Micro Hyper Precise Gel Eyeliner. Now for me, this in no way, shape, or form was a gel eyeliner. Like zero gel. There is no gel in this. This was one of the most awful pencils I've ever tried. And what was surprising me, I'm just going to show you as I do it because it'll probably break. Because I barely apply any pressure to it. And what it was doing, see how it just breaks apart? Like it literally just starts snapping off. I was shocked when I first started using it because I was trying to use it for my waterline. Like just an awful, awful product. So, and the pigment, like it is just not pigmented at all. Like, yeah, it just awful, awful pencil. So, very disappointed in that. And it said it was waterproof and a smooth, precise application. Well, I just showed you, right? Like it literally broke as I was barely putting any pressure on my hand as I was doing that. So that was a huge fail for me. The next one was a big fail. Was the Revlon Photo Ready Insta Blush. So this comes as a stick. This was in the shade Rose Gold Kiss. So now let me try and show you as I'm applying this. So you would think it has a nice shade to it. So you would think that there would be some pigment to that. All right, so let me show you right here on the back. As I'm putting this on, do you see like any color from that? Like, there is no pigmentation at all from this blush. And I'm thinking, why would you make a blush that has like no pigmentation? Like, there is zero. Like, it is like I have put nothing on my cheeks. So this was a huge fail for me. Did not like this blush at all. I liked the texture. It's a very creamy formulation. There was a couple of different shades, but this actually looked to be like a really rosy shade when I first picked it up. And then when I saw it on my hand, I'm like, you know, what the heck? So did not like that at all. A mascara, CoverGirl Lash Blast Volume Mascara. Huge fail for me. Did not like this mascara at all. I think it was just a combination of the wand. It is a one of those spiky type of wands, like the brush head. Did not like that at all. And the formulation, it was flaking all over the place. And it just did nothing for my lashes. Like, it didn't even, sometimes you'll have a mascara that will either, you know, volumize or thicken them or lengthen them. This did, like, literally did nothing. It was almost like I had done nothing to my lashes. It looked the same, like it was just awful formula. So that was a huge fail for me. And then one of my last fails was a lip gloss. So it's the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Lip Gloss. So it says it's an 8-hour lip gloss. I think this lasted an hour. Seriously, I'm not kidding. This was in the shade, I don't even know if I have a shade on here. This was in the shade 88 Pink Opal. And I remember putting it on and I'm thinking, okay, well, if the claim is 8 hours, you know, it's probably, you know, it should last a decent amount of time. No, it didn't. So this is it right here. And I'm not kidding when I say, and I'm trying to remember which video I had this on. By the end of the night, when I think I came back on camera, if I'm not mistaken, I thought I came back on to let you guys know how the products wore. And this had come off. I don't even think it lasted 2 hours on me. Like no, I'm not expecting a lip gloss to last like forever. I get that. Lip gloss is just, that's not what they're designed to do. Some lip glosses do better in that regard than others. There's some lip glosses that look great and they last, you know, a good amount, like 4 or 5 hours you can sometimes keep a lip gloss on. But when you're making a claim that it's 8 hours on your packaging, I'm expecting it to last longer than like an hour and a half, 2 hours. So this was a huge fail for me for like a lip gloss. So I'm going to say not bad for the amount of products that I tried this year to only have those few fails. I was very happy that this wasn't a huge investment that I put out money-wise. So yeah, I didn't feel that bad. Well, that is it. That is my roundup of my favorite products for 2021 for Drugstore. And then I will also have my high-end product review and also I'm going to throw everything into like a skincare, hair care, tools video like I mentioned before. And apologies, the videos will be just a little bit delayed in coming out just of everything that's been going on lately. So I will hopefully get them out beginning like the first couple of weeks of January, but they will definitely get out to you. Let me know down in the comments below whether you guys have used some of these products and how you felt about them, whether you liked them, whether you didn't like them. These are some of my favorite videos to do because I really like seeing all the stuff that I've accumulated over the year, the products I've tried, and just kind of going through it and giving it a rating system of whether I liked it or not. And I hope you consider subscribing to my channel and becoming a little part of my world here on YouTube. And make sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoy drugstore products. And don't forget, you can always follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I have all of those. Those are always down in the description box below. And as always, I hope everybody has a great week and a great life, and I will see you all very soon in my next video. Bye!